They say nothing good ever happens after midnight. I used to roll my eyes at that. I was the guy who'd speed down the interstate at 2 a.m. with music blaring, sipping gas station coffee and pretending I wasn't just trying to outrun a life that didn't fit me anymore. But that night changed everything. It started with a wrong turn. Or maybe it wasn't wrong. Maybe it was meant to happen. I was driving back from my ex's house outside of Reno. I know, bad decision already. She'd called me out of the blue, crying about how lonely she was, and I guess I was lonely too. One awkward dinner later, we both realized the past should stay where it belongs. So I left, sometime around midnight, exhausted, pissed at myself, and still 2 hours from home. Google Maps had me on I-80 heading east, but a notification popped up. Faster route available, save 23 minutes via County Road 97. I tapped accept without thinking twice. Biggest mistake of my life. County Road 97 wasn't really a road. It was a barely paved stretch of cracked asphalt cutting through miles of empty desert. No lights, no signs, no civilization in sight. Just my headlights carving tunnels through the pitch-black night and the occasional rabbit darting across the road like a ghost. My cell signal dropped within minutes. No problem, I thought. Just a shortcut. 20 minutes and I'll be back on the main highway. The silence in the car grew thick, almost heavy. I turned off the music. Even with the engine humming, it felt like something was listening, like I wasn't alone in that car. I should have turned around, but I didn't. About 10 miles in, the temperature on the dashboard dropped fast, from 67 degrees Fahrenheit to 41 degrees Fahrenheit in less than a minute. My breath fogged up the windshield. I rubbed it with my sleeve, muttering, "Great, damn desert cold." Then I saw her, a girl, on the side of the road, standing still, alone, in a white dress. I slammed the brakes so hard I nearly fishtailed. She didn't flinch. I rolled the window down a few inches. "You okay?" I called out, trying not to sound as freaked out as I felt. She didn't move, just stared. I couldn't see her face clearly, just her silhouette, hair down past her shoulders, pale arms. She looked like a lost teenager, maybe 16, 17 at most. I opened the door, stepped out slowly. The cold hit me like a wall. "You need help?" I asked, inching toward her. Still nothing. I was maybe 10 feet away when I saw her face. Her eyes. God, I'll never forget her eyes. They were wrong. Not just wide or afraid. They were empty. Not blank. Hungry. Like she could see right through me. That's when she opened her mouth and screamed, but no sound came out. I don't mean it was quiet. I mean it was completely silent. Her mouth opened wide, too wide, like her jaw was unhinging, and nothing came out. Not even a breath. I ran, jumped in the car, locked the doors, peeled out so fast I nearly crashed into a cactus. When I looked back in the mirror, she was gone. The tires hissed against the cracked road as I sped away. My hands gripped the steering wheel so tight they hurt. I didn't know what I had just seen, or if I had seen it. Maybe it was the lack of sleep or the weird desert air. Maybe it was guilt. But the way she looked at me, that wasn't in my head. I hit the button to turn the radio back on. Something, anything to kill the silence. Static. I flipped through the stations. Static, static, more static. Then, don't stop, no matter what you hear. A voice. whispered. I froze, reversed, went back. Same station, just static now. Then again, through the white noise. The road doesn't end anymore. I switched it off. My heart pounded louder than any music could. I rolled the window up and focused on the road, jaw clenched, eyes scanning for movement in the dark. That's when the GPS lit up again. Only now, the screen didn't show a road, just a red dot, my car, and a message under it. You've left the map. The pavement was breaking up beneath my wheels, literally. The yellow lines disappeared, then the asphalt turned to gravel, then dirt. I was driving through nothing, a black void all around me, like the world had run out. I slowed down to a crawl, headlights bouncing over uneven ground. Then my engine sputtered. "Don't you dare," I whispered, slapping the dashboard. It coughed, then went quiet. I was dead in the middle of nowhere. I popped the hood, got out with my phone light, but when I opened it, there was nothing wrong. Everything was perfectly in place. No steam, no weird smell, no broken belts. Just dead. I sat back in the driver's seat, took a deep breath, and turned the key. Silence. Then the headlights shut off, and I saw them. Figures. Just beyond the road. Not moving. Not walking. Just standing there. Dozens of them. Like mannequins. Or people who forgot how to live. I locked the doors. It started with a single knock. Tap. On the rear window. I didn't look. I just stared forward, heart pounding. Tap, tap. Now on the passenger side. Then another knock. On the windshield. I still didn't look. Then came the breath, cold and heavy, like someone was just inches from me, inside the car, and the whisper, "He never made it out." I turned my head. Nothing was there, just the empty seat. But when I looked in the rearview mirror, I saw myself. Only I wasn't alone in the reflection. Someone sat behind me. Their face was inches from mine, smiling. I spun around, but the back seat was empty. I scrambled out of the car, stumbling in the dark. The desert was silent again, like it had been waiting for me to listen. Then I heard it. The engine. My engine. It turned on. The headlights lit up, and behind the wheel was me. No, not me. Something that looked like me. Same jacket, same face, but the eyes, they were black. I ran. I don't know where I thought I was going, but I ran into the darkness until I couldn't breathe. When I looked back, the car was gone. I walked for what felt like hours. The desert didn't end. No towns, no lights, not even stars anymore. It was like the world had folded in on itself and I was stuck between the seams. Then I saw something ahead. Flickering. Light. Hope. I ran toward it, feet bleeding in my shoes, mouth dry. It was a diner. Lights on. Classic neon sign buzzing. Martha's, open 24 hours. I nearly cried. I pushed the door open, the bell above it jingled. Warmth, smell of coffee, music playing softly. A waitress behind the counter smiled at me. "Rough night, hon?" I nodded, breathless. "Car died out on, I don't even know, County Road 97? Her smile vanished. She reached under the counter and pulled out a pot of coffee. You sit tight. You're not the first to come through here. I blinked. What do you mean? She just poured coffee into a chipped mug and said, "You're not here yet, sugar. Not really." I sat there in the booth, too stunned to speak. The coffee steamed gently in front of me. I didn't touch it. The waitress, Martha, I guessed, leaned on the counter and looked at me like I was already a ghost. "Let me guess," she said, voice soft. "You saw her." I swallowed. My throat was dry. "The girl?" She nodded slowly. "White dress? Black hair? Hollow eyes?" I didn't answer. I didn't need to. She said, "You're not the first." She turned the mug slowly in her hands. "She shows up when someone's about to be taken. Sometimes it's guilt that draws her, sometimes grief, sometimes people just drive too far into the dark." My stomach twisted. "What does she want?"
Martha shook her head. "Not what, who?" I stood up too fast, nearly knocking over the coffee. "I have to go. I need a phone, something." Martha's face darkened. "Phones don't work here. Nothing does. And you shouldn't have taken that road. Once you're on it, you don't leave. Not unless she lets you." "Then how do I get out?" She hesitated, then said something I'll never forget. "You have to face yourself and survive it." I didn't understand what she meant. Not yet. Behind the counter, I noticed a wall covered in photos, hundreds of them, old Polaroids, all of them with the same background, this diner. Same booths, same lighting. Some were black and white, some faded. I walked closer. All the photos were of men, most of them alone, some with pale, blank expressions. Some looked afraid. And then I saw it. My picture. Dead center. Me. Same jacket, same face, same terrified eyes. The photo wasn't old. It was now. I staggered back. This is a dream." Martha didn't move. "This place is between the world and the other side. You're still alive, but barely." I touched the photo, and the wall shivered under my hand, like it was breathing. I backed away. "Get me out of here!" "You'll need to go back to where it started," she said. "You mean the car?" She nodded. "She's waiting for you." The diner door creaked open. The air outside was colder now. I could see my breath as I stepped out. Martha didn't follow me. She just said, before I left, "Don't believe everything you hear, and whatever happens, don't stop driving." When I turned to thank her, the diner was gone. Just like that, gone. Behind me, empty desert. But my car? It was back, right where I left it, sitting quietly on the dirt, headlights on. I approached slowly, expecting something to jump out, but nothing did. The door was unlocked. The keys were in the ignition. I got in. My hands were shaking as I turned the key. The engine roared to life. I pulled onto the invisible road, and this time the darkness swallowed me whole. No GPS, no music, just my own breathing and the sound of tires on dirt. Then, from the back seat, "You came back." I didn't look. I kept my eyes locked on the road. The wheel was slick with sweat. I could feel her behind me, close, closer than before. "You left me," she whispered. "I didn't even know you," I shouted, voice cracking. Silence. Then, in a voice that sounded like mine, "That's the problem."
The rearview mirror started to fog up. From the inside, a handprint smeared across the glass. Then another. They weren't hers. They were mine. My reflection stared back at me, only it wasn't copying me anymore. It smiled when I didn't, and then it spoke. "You're not real." The windshield cracked down the center. The radio came alive again. "Don't stop, don't stop, don't stop." I pressed the gas pedal to the floor. The world outside became a blur. Shadows lunged across the road. The sky pulsed red and black, like lightning behind a curtain. The mirror shattered, and now the thing behind me was laughing. Not her, not the girl. Me, only not me. The other me. The one I didn't want to be. The one I'd buried under bad choices, broken promises, and years of running. "You can't leave if you don't know who you are," it hissed, "and you still don't." I screamed, a raw animal sound, and drove faster. The road twisted, bent, began to rise, and then, out of nowhere, light. A single street lamp ahead, a sign, Interstate 80, 1 mile. Tears spilled from my eyes. I was almost there. The laughter behind me turned into a scream, one that shook the car to its frame. I reached the ramp. The car slammed onto the highway with a jolt that knocked the breath out of me. And then, silence. Bright, calm silence. Just the hum of tires on real pavement. I looked in the mirror. Nothing there. Just me. I never took that road again. No one believes me. They say there is no County Road 97, no diner called Martha's, no girl in white. But I remember. I still have the coffee mug. I don't know how. It was in my passenger seat when I got home. And sometimes, when I drive at night, I see her. Not on the road, in the mirror, watching. Waiting.